Oh, Canada. I won't. It's Canada Day. I know it gets ignored a lot, but it's a pretty cool little day. My dear Stephen, the cicadas cry in the morning light, awakening the world with their cacophonous symphony. Your mother cries out as well, lamenting her lack of sleep. Right, grab the present. We go Diva, get a load of this Rambler. Went off to a class reunion, and can you believe I won what I won in a raffle? You're never gonna need this thing, but you might. And if you don't, feel free to sell it or give it away or whatever. Up to you. Thanks, bud. Diva. All right, and then from Nook, we get 1,782 bells of interest. Oh, and it's like my own bank. From our mother, we get a plushie, and from Diva, we get an ironing set. So she's never gonna need to iron. Neither am I, really. I don't fully understand the whole point of ironing clothes. Like, sure, I get when they're in your closet, they have less wrinkles on them. The moment you put them on, they're gonna wrinkle. Because, you know, the human body is not the exact shape of clothes that you're putting on. Thus, they're gonna wrinkle when you move and do things. And, like, most clothes, if they're decently well-fitting, won't wrinkle that much anyway. It's only if they don't fit very well that they really wrinkle. So, okay. Also, I do want to note, and this is a case of I am purely sharing this because I do not and will not have any family on this social media. I made a BlueSky. I'm going to try to be using it. If I think of it, I might link it in the description. I may not remember by the time I get this edited today, because I don't know when I'm going to edit today. I don't know when I'm going to sleep today. Like, that's how my today has been. So, like, alright, to explain. I basically, you know, last night was sitting around, was tired a little bit around 11. Figured, alright, well, I got a few little things to finish up, and then I'll go lay down because I'm feeling tired, and I'll go to sleep. It'll be great. I'll get up early. I'll record in the morning. I'm going to check turnip prices later when I'm actually selling things. It'll be great. Which is also why there's no morning section today, because you may guess, it wasn't great. I got hit with a pretty big wave of insomnia, and was awake until about 7 in the morning. I woke up at noon. So, I at least didn't sleep long, by design. I did not put on that much video. And I'm feeling kind of awake. So, I don't know how long I will be awake for today. I may not get this edited today. You know, that's more or less what I'm getting at. Oh, Pinky be thinking up there. I hear a cicada. You know, I really like cicadas. Alright, Pinky. Hi, Steven. You may be looking for a throwback skull radio? Nope. Oh? For real? Who have I heard that from? Well, whatever. You can still have it. Consider it a gift. I mean, I've already got one, but thanks. Recycling gifts is like a tradition in my family, so if you don't want this, just give it to someone else. I mean, I could give it to Rhonda. I could give it to, Muffy. A skull radio is perfectly gothic. You can't say it's not. I kind of want to give it to Muffy. She's like, I love cicadas. Especially for, like, did you ever stop and just think what early humans must have thought cicadas were? Just, the summer happens and the trees start to scream. Like, hi, Steven, Bigfoot. Let's talk. This weather is just perfect for a stroll around the island, isn't it? Yeah, I'd rather it be a bit cooler, but you know, it's not the worst, I suppose. Let's start getting these flowers planted. But yeah, I got talking on the 8-Bit Discord, basically because someone made mention of BlueSky, and I'm like, hey, so, like, what is that place like? I've heard decent things about it as a social media, and I'm like, is it actually decent? And their response was basically, yeah, you can basically fine-tune your experience with the place, and it's like, alright, cool. Sounds a lot better than the ones I normally use, which I've been just kind of doom scrolling and giving myself depression with. So, you know. Like, ideally I just wouldn't scroll, but like, my brain is weird. I need to be doing something, but I don't always want to be playing games, or listening, or like, if I'm listening to music, I can't just focus on the music and just listen to music. I've never been able to do that. I need to be doing something to keep myself busy, or I just start kind of going a bit crazy. Like, I need to be doing something all the time. I can't help it. It's literally just how I am. So it's like, if I'm not playing a game and I'm just sitting here listening to music, no exaggeration, I will open Facebook, scroll it for like a song, so 3 to 5 minutes, close it, reopen it like 10 seconds later, and do the same thing again. And I'll close it because I'll run into something that like bothers me, and I'm like, alright, I gotta close this. And then literally just muscle memory, I'll open it again later. Like, that's the kind of scrolling I'll do when I'm just listening to music. So the thought of having a place where I can, you know, basically block out the things that I don't ever want to see, that's pretty nice. Like, not gonna lie, that is pretty nice. Yeah, I don't know if I ever mentioned this here or not, but I am using my Pro Controller with the Switch now. Like my old original Switch, I'm using my Pro Controller from it with the Switch 2. And there is something I want to make mention for any of you watching who do not have a Switch 2 yet, but have an original Switch Pro Controller. Someone else may have already mentioned this, but I don't watch, like, Switch news kind of thing, so I wouldn't know. You can pair it with the Switch 2. You can do that. You cannot wake your Switch 2 from sleep with the original Pro Controller. I don't know why. It just don't work. It's kind of annoying, if I'm honest. Because, like, if... I'm just sitting here thinking, these are the kind of things that annoy me. And I feel like... I've had people say, like, this speaks volumes to my character. Like, it's not a big inconvenience for me, but I'm sitting here thinking of the, you know, the person with a proper, like, living room setup. They are going to have to get up, walk over to their Switch, press the power button to turn it on, anytime they want to turn their Switch on. When really all they should have to do is just press the home button. But for whatever reason, doing that will not wake the Switch 2. Doing it with the Joy-Cons does, so it's not that pressing the home button on a controller doesn't wake the Switch 2. No, it's just the original Switch's Pro Controller cannot do it. And I don't get it. Like... Alright then, Nintendo. Which I also do find that mildly amusing, how, like, I'm almost positive my issues I've had with the Switch 2 are not even remotely close to the issues other people have had with the Switch 2. Like, an evening cicada, better than an autumn cicada. I mean, yeah, I suppose it would be. But, like, the biggest issues I've had with it are, you know, the Joy-Con holder being flat instead of at a bit of an angle, making it a bit uncomfortable to hold. And the original Switch Pro controller not being able to wake it from sleep. That's it. Okay, I think I see a very adorable scene going on over here. Yes, I do. That is adorable. I do not wish to interrupt them. I will talk with them later, but for now, I'm gonna let them enjoy Caroline singing. I've already talked with Pinky, so like, I just need to talk with Caroline mostly, because I'm still upset with Serrano. Serrano's a jerk. Bullying diva like that. Yeah, like, there's a lot of people who are having issues with so many things. Like, I don't even overly mind the price. I'm gonna be completely honest. Yes, it's expensive. And I'm Canadian. I'm paying more for it than Americans are. So when I see Americans complaining about the price, I'm just sitting here going, you don't know how bad it could actually be. You know, while you guys have $80 games, I have $105 games. So, you know, Australians have it even worse. Like, it's not unique to Canada, like... And I imagine Australians sit around thinking the exact same thing whenever Americans complain about the price of something. It's like, you have no idea. It could be so much worse. And, like, most of the time, things are so expensive because of the United States. Like, I can almost guarantee if, like, say Europe was, you know, the euro was the currency everything was based around. One, industries around the world would be a lot better regulated. And two, things would probably be cheaper. Like, I don't mean to kind of crap on the US, but I imagine even Americans can agree, y'all's culture is a bit greedy. Like, it's just the nature of late-stage capitalism. You know, greed is just part of it. So, you know, I fully acknowledge that even Canada has a fair bit of greed going on with it, and even Europe and such. But I think the US is probably at the top of that list. Oh, saw stag! Now I can't unsee it. Should have been unsaw it. Missed opportunity there, really. Simon be making something. Hey, sorry about the mess, but I ain't got time to clean today. What you doing? I'm making a Zen-style stone. One of the bugs on my floor whispered the DIY instructions in my ear while I was sleeping last night. So I gotta build it before I forget what it even is. Check it out. Plans for a Zen-style stone. I can teach you if you want. Yeah, teach me. Leave it to me. Okay, I got it all scribbled down right here. So just read this. Hi, man. Thanks. It's pretty helpful. If I can make it, then I bet you can do it in no time. Zoop. Wrong button. Let's get these bells put away. You know what? I kind of want to give Simon the radio, but I also kind of don't, because I don't think it would match his style. I honestly don't think it would match Muffy's style either. Like, it is very gothic sounding, but I don't think it would really match her style. Yeah, it's that one. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that would really match her style very well. Maybe if it was a different color. Let's come and check out the Able Sisters, see what they got for us today. Ooh, Muffy's in here. She's in here looking for clothes. Hey girl, what up? Hey there, Steven. On the hunt for a new style? Come to the right place. Stuff here changes up every day, so it's a cinch to keep your wardrobe fresh, Nightshade. Let's chat. Thought coming here for a bit of retail therapy might lift my mood. Everything looks so good that I'm just getting anxious just trying to pick something, Nightshade. Aww. Alright, let's see. What all do they have today? How is this a bunny dress? Oh, it has a little... Okay. I'm understanding now. Nah. Those just don't work. I think I look at those like every time and I'm always just like, no, those don't work. Nothing today. Yeah, Mabes, nothing caught my eye. Hey, Sabes. Steven, I just wanted to say thank you for always being there to help Label. She talks about you all the time, you know. She says the outfits you pick out are always super inspiring. She runs back here and starts sketching furiously. It's wonderful to see. Done so much for all three of us. Thank you from the roots of my quills. I haven't done anything for Mabel! Nintendo, you better let us help Mabel in the next game. You better. This is a threat. I mean, I suppose. In a way, we help Mabel by helping Sable. Because, like... we are helping Sable open up, which definitely helps Mabel out. But, like, I'd like to be able to actually do something and talk and engage with Mabel, too. I mean, it'd be nice. Hey there, Steven. Stay a while, Snorty. One chat. I keep setting aside things I want to use, but don't end up using them. Does that make me a collector? Especially stylish ballpoint pens. I just can't stop myself from picking up any I come across. I feel like writing in my diary with an elegant pen helps me find the perfect wording, Snorty. And doing that means I'll end my day with a smile on my face. It's very fair. Yeah, you are a collector. That's how it works. Hey there, Hammy. Oh, Steven, feel a strong BLT? Lay it on me. You know that look. You want to do patrol jogs with me, don't you? Anytime you want, BLT. I mean, I really don't want to do patrol jogs, so... that'll be a never. Be a never, Hamlet. Let's see. Oh, there's another fossil. Still got a few flowers to clean up. Gyroid. Right, it was raining yesterday. That's why I'm needing to clean up flowers. Brain, work with me here. My brain doesn't like working with me. It likes working against me, but not with me. There we go. I think that's the final fossil. Could be wrong. Nope. Final fossil. Yeah, I'm mildly gassy. I just finished eating, so... I do apologize. Kind of things to ramble about now. I know I have reached a point with trying to get leveled in PSO2 where I'm just like, I just want the advanced jobs already. I'm still annoyed they changed the requirement to getting them. Because for the first 2 Scion jobs, it was just one class level 75. That's all it took. That was so nice. So wonderful. And then they changed it to requiring 2. Which means that, you know, I'm still a good ways away from having the Scion jobs. Well, I say a good bit. I am 10 levels away. the problem is I'm having to play Bouncer, and I know I've mentioned this before, but I do not like playing Bouncer. I'm sure it's a class that some people love. Bugger. Hey Steven, Powder Puff, let's chat. Struggling to come up with a last minute dinner plan, Powder Puff. Aw. Oh, so make some poutine. It's pretty easy to make. Make up some gravy. You can even do vegan gravy. Use whatever gravy you want. I know saying that kind of thing will rustle some jimmies. Like, there are some people who absolutely vehemently argue, no, you need to use this gravy. It's like, no you don't. You just need any gravy. Any gravy will do. You take the gravy, you take your cheese. Any cheese will do. You do not need cheese curds. Any cheese will do. Cheese curds taste the best. Kind of, actually. I've found other cheeses that taste kind of better for poutine. But that comes down to just personal taste. Like, I like a good mozzarella on my poutine. Just a nice, pleasant mozzarella. Right, it's the rocks over by Serrano's house that I haven't bonked yet. I think that's another saw stag, but doesn't matter. I messed up catching it anyway. I should have had the camera up. But yeah, you do that. You get those things together, right? And you make yourself some fries or chips if you're from the UK. Load them onto your plate. Put the cheese over the chips. Put the gravy over the cheese on the chips. And ta-da! Chips or fries. And it's just a nice meal. Like, you don't need to use a meat-based gravy. You don't. You can use a veggie gravy. There's no problem with that. You want a kind of middle ground? Use a mushroom gravy. It's not, it's not meat. It's not veg. It's in the middle. It's a fungus. It's a pretty fun guy. It's a pretty fun Gus. And there you go. There's your poutine. Like, I will say, this goes especially if you're making up a mushroom gravy. So that's what I like to use the most. I myself prefer mushroom gravies. So even I tend to go with basically vegan options outside of the cheese. I have regular cheese. I don't have vegan cheese, but, you know. And what I do with my gravy also is very vegan. But, if you want a really good gravy, and this goes with anything, you can basically use like those little like Insta packets. But what I would suggest you do is you take your little Insta packet of gravy, and they'll be like, add 1 cup of water, add half a cup of water, half a cup of milk. And then after your gravy has been cooking for, started a little bit, so like once it starts allowing everything to be mixed into it, you could probably add this sooner, but I tend to do it there, is add in, I don't even know how much it would actually be, probably about like, maybe like, I'm trying to think how much it would actually be that I add. Maybe like a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And also sprinkle in like, basically like a dash of pepper. It's hard to really describe because I just do it by taste. So, just add in like a bit of maple syrup, then add in your pepper, and then see how that turns out. If it doesn't turn out exactly great, well, you can add in more after it's done and, you know, experiment. That's the fun thing about cooking, is you can just experiment. Like, you're not locked into anything. Like, you can always adjust recipes to taste. It does generally take knowing what you're doing to make big adjustments, but, like, you can adjust a lot of things to taste. Like, I mean, it's an easy example of, let's say, you know, let's say you want to try a food, but when you try it, it's too bitter. Well, add some honey. Try just adding like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of honey. See what happens. Because honey is one of those things that kind of goes with everything. And, you know, see, Blathers is going, woohoo, he really loves his bugs when they're in swarms. Blathers loves a good swarm of bugs. Like, and if you don't want to add honey, try adding maple syrup to it. It's another thing that works the same way, but it's sweeter, so you want to use a bit less maple syrup than you would honey. In the case of, like, you know, gravies. Like, as I made mention, like, if you find those little Insta packets not terribly great, try doing what I suggested. You could even just go with just add half cup milk instead of full cup water, and it will make it taste better. At least in my opinion. It tastes considerably better that way. You know, let's say you're just making a vanilla pound cake, and you're like, man, I want to change the flavor of this up a bit. All right, so take 2 tablespoons-ish of cinnamon. Add it to your recipe. That's not enough to require really any extra fluid, and it might end up making your cake slightly drier in the end if you don't add more fluid, but just doing that will work. You could also go with I'd say about 1/4 cup of cinnamon. Add in also about 2 tablespoons of maple syrup and make yourself a maple cinnamon pound cake. You know, there's things like that you just, as you cook more, you start learning, like, okay, this is about what I would need to do this, to make this happen, to, you know. Alright, what's the turnip prices, my boys? 45. Okay, I really need to catch the morning price tomorrow. Which I really hope I'll be able to do. I'm gonna try to get to bed kind of early tonight. I don't really want the ironing set. I can't guarantee I will get to bed early tonight, but I'm gonna try. Now, where it is a new month, I think I'm gonna do some fishing. Because we're kind of at the wrong time of day for catching a lot of the new bugs. I'm pretty sure they are during the day bugs. Of which I was gonna record earlier, but then I got busy level grinding in PSO2. Jumped a whole 2 levels today. Admittedly, I wasn't constantly playing the game either. I was constantly tabbing out. I managed to fix an issue where, for anyone who's been watching the streams of that, anytime I would tab out of the game, the audio would just stop. I forgot there was an option in the settings to fix that, so I've got it fixed now. So now, anytime I tab out while streaming, the game's audio will continue. So that'll be nice, given the amount of times I have to tab out to do things. Like, there's quite often I have to tab out to remove a message that was sent through to the YouTube chat via Restream Bot. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of tempted to get rid of Restream Bot. And just reorganize my scene so that both chats are just on the screen. But then I'd still have that same issue. Well, no, I wouldn't have that issue because RestreamBot wouldn't be there. My dear anonymous reader, would you believe an amazing DIY recipe simply popped into my mind as I was enjoying a cup of tea? Of course, I believe great ideas such as mine must be shared. Do please consider making it. Faraway wishes, Tiffany. Project table. Or a project table. Depending on how you wish to say it. But, yeah, like, I am kind of tempted, because if I do that, I could then, see about getting Fossabot on YouTube as well, and just have auto-moderation happening on both sides of my streaming. But, like, I can't really do that with RestreamBot because of how Fossabot works. It would basically end up timing out RestreamBot. Because all RestreamBot does is carry the chat back and forth. That's all it does. So it's like, yeah, I kind of need to do something where that won't happen. Because it doesn't do much good to have the chat being carried back and forth if Fossabot would just nuke RestreamBot the moment something showed up that, like, required it to be nuked, basically. A pufferfish. You'd be a tougher fish. But, yeah. That's plans for the future, though. I don't think I'll be doing that anytime soon. You can call me lazy if you want, but... Oh, I need my shovel equipped to... Right. Bury it in the hole. At this point, this is faster. There we go. Wrong thing. Like, I'm still trying to think of how I want things laid out for streaming. Because I kind of like what I've got going on now, but at the same time, I like it because it matches the videos. But there's so many times while streaming where there might end up being something behind my face cam, and I will have absolutely no idea. This happens with videos too. Chulip had a few instances of that. And if I was a better editor, those would have been properly edited around and the camera would have just been moved out of the way. But honestly, after a while, I just kind of found it funny how I was covering parts of what I was trying to show. So that's why I never did that. I more or less did it as a lazy joke. So, like, you know. Another pufferfish. Pretty brave of me to be putting one of those in my pocket. Given, you know, they're kind of dangerous. Just kind of. I'm saying a lot today. I really need to break that habit, but it's just what I do to fill empty space while I'm thinking. Because I'd rather make noise than sit here in silence while I'm thinking of what to say next. And like every culture, every person has that tick that they do when they're just trying to fill empty space. So there is something I do want to talk about a little bit. I don't know when I'm going to get started on this, but I have decided at some point I'm going to really try to devote myself to learning another language. Because I really want to do it. And I'm probably going to be learning Japanese. I know, weeb, all that. Okay, I want to explain for anyone who might be having that kind of reaction. Yes, in the past, and even now, I like anime. I'm a bit of a weeb. I will agree. A great white shark. Watch out for its jaws. But also, I already have resources for learning Japanese. So it just makes sense to go with Japanese as the first other language I learn, because I've already got resources for learning it. I don't need to get any more resources. Sweet fish. I hope it's not artificially sweet. Darn it. I keep scaring that beetle away. So, like, that's why I want to go with Japanese. And I have, at this point, downloaded Duolingo onto my phone. I have all 3 of the Learn Japanese to Survive games. And I'm also tempted to see about seeking out some, like, effectively Japanese baby games. Like, the kinds of, like, games that you would have a toddler play to, you know, learn with. Welcome, chum. Have a look. No rush at all. Alright, what we got? I don't really like any of this stuff. I mean, I like the space boots. Don't get me wrong. I like space, but... For a second, I thought those said colorblind socks, and I was gonna be like, mood. I'm kinda good. Not standing out. No problem. Come by and visit anytime, mate. Will do, man. She's so cute. Cashew, how are you, Squeak? Let's talk. A little fresh air never fails to cheer me up, Squeak. It's very good. So yeah, I'm gonna be attempting to learn Japanese, just because I really should have already known a second language, but as I've explained before, like, the Canadian education system really let me down there. So, like, I literally only know English. So, want to learn another language. Because, like, that would be very helpful to know. And would be something I could add to a resume as well. Especially given, like, Nova Scotia in general gets a lot of tourism. And there are a fair few Japanese tourists that show up every year. So, like, being able to communicate with them in their own language. An earth-boring dung beetle. It's not boring at all. No, see, it's the earth that finds it boring. It's like, that could be quite a boon to, like, looking for jobs. Doesn't help that there's just not jobs around here, but, you know. Which I do find really kind of funny. So, the place that I used to work at currently has a job listing for a managerial position for one of their departments. I want y'all right now, knowing that the minimum wage in Nova Scotia is like $15 and some odd cents. I want you to guess how much they are offering as the minimum wage for this managerial position. And if you could, I would like you guys to guess in the comments before I say. So take a moment right now, go to the comments and be like, how much do you think they are offering to pay a manager? Got your answer, even if you're just thinking of it? Okay. $15 and some odd cents. They are offering minimum wage for a managerial position. And people wonder why I don't want to work there anymore. like, yeah, I get it. It's a job. It would be some money. And I'll admit, I've been tempted. I have been tempted. But, like, they're literally offering minimum wage for a managerial position. That's a bit scummy. Not gonna lie. Like, especially where these managers are expected to have experience. Like, you're literally signing on for probably less money than you would make working as a manager anywhere else. You know, it's like, guys, maybe add, $5 to that and you'll get somebody applying in no time. But knowing that store, if they did that, then they would cut hours of like 2 other workers to make up for paying their one manager an extra $5 an hour. And then, because they did cut the hours of other workers, less work would be getting done, so they then have to be giving overtime to various people, and thus paying out more money, because they can't be bothered to actually just give proper amounts of hours to the employees they have. Yeah, that place is a crap show. It's... The only thing I'd have going for me if I was to reapply is I'm currently, like... I don't want to stop doing my YouTube stuff, and I would not want to lose my 1 day of resting a week. So, I'd only be working 3 days a week. So, like, and the more I think on it, the more I'm kind of feeling like Monday, Wednesday, Friday would be the best days. Because then I would have Saturday as a stream day, sure, still technically working. And a 5-hour stream does take it out of you. Like, it's one of those things of, I don't want to ever say streaming, making content for the internet is, like, really hard, but it is pretty taxing on, like, your social battery. Especially if you're talking constantly. Like, think of it this way. If you would say a call center job is a real job, and an exhausting job, then you kind of also need to agree that streaming is also a real job and an exhausting job. Because fundamentally, it's the same thing, except a call center, you probably actually have more downtime. Diva! What's up, Rambler? You shop here too, girlfriend? Of course I do. It's the only shop on the island other than the Able Sisters. Want some advice? If you're shopping and see something you really want, just buy it. You never know if it'll be there next time, so don't wait, girlfriend. That is fair. That is pretty solid advice. If I had money, I would follow it. Go. Sold. To the little fuzzy boys. Alright. But, yeah. I'm kind of out of things to ramble about at this point. Which is kind of good, because I was thinking of ending the video off. I don't know if I finished all my thoughts, I just can't remember most of what I was talking about. My brain be like that. Right, I was talking about streaming and stuff. But, yeah. That's gonna be it for today. Ugh. Hair being annoying. I do want to thank you all very much for watching. And hopefully I shall see you back here tomorrow for more Animal Crossing New Horizons. See you all then! And now in this end card, I would like to ask, if you liked the video, could you maybe hit the like button? And if you're not subscribed, could you maybe subscribe? It'd help me out a lot. Thanks a bunch.